As you see, we are outside of the studio and we are in a beautiful kitchen with the wonderful Jay. He is going to be our chef for today, and he is cooking ribs, macaroni and cheese, and greens. And he's showing all of us how to cook it real quickly, in the oven. And it's just gonna be wonderful, so stay tuned. Hi Jay, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I am great. Thank you for coming out and allowing me to come to this beautiful home at the Funky J Cafe.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So explain to my guests and me, what exactly are we cooking today? Let me get out your way.
Today we're cooking macaroni and cheese, homemade style macaroni and cheese.
Homemade, okay.
I use Velveeta.
Oh.
Some people don't. They believe in using all the other cheeses.
And it still tastes like bougie cheese?
It still tastes like bougie cheese.
Okay, hey, I love it.
Making collard greens.
Okay.
With turkey tails. For those of you who say you don't eat pork and all that good stuff.
Okay.
So turkey tails, we're good to go. And I'm making some ribs, so you can eat the greens, but you can't eat the ribs.
Okay. Before we get started in the meal, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well my name is Jay Little. I'm a legal assistant here in Atlanta.
Okay.
I've lived here for about this time, maybe 6 years or so this time.
Wow, okay.
Lived here before, left, didn't like it, came back.
Where you from?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
What part?
New York. Just like outside of Harrisburg.
I have a big family in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're from Homewood. You ever heard of Homewood?
No.
No, okay.
I left young.
You left, okay. So
Yeah.
how old was you when you left?
We were like, me and my sister, she's a year younger than me, probably like 12. You know.
Okay, so y'all were still, okay.
So we moved to Virginia, then we moved to Maryland. I graduated from Maryland.
Okay.
So I'm more familiar with the Maryland area than the Pennsylvania stuff.
Okay, so what got you in Atlanta as an adult?
Foolishness. I just came down here. Foolishness.
Doing your thing, right? Hey, listen,
yeah.
we all got a story and a testimony, okay? So we're not ministering today. We're just, we're cooking. Let me grab my mug too.
Right. But
So you're a legal assistant?
I'm a legal assistant.
Oh wow, how is that?
It's good. I love it.
Okay. So it's a lot of detail, a lot of paperwork, and
A lot of paperwork. A lot of immigrants. Those people. So, So it's yeah.
So about that, like, is it a lot of sad stories that makes you want to find them like a home and?
There's a lot of sad stories. So many where you're not really. It's just like you have to kind of get your feelings in check because it's.
So
like,
no feelings involved.
No feelings involved. You can't.
Wow.
It's like anything else with the court.
So if you don't mind, do you have a story that you can tell? Like, you don't need to name names, but is there like something that just tugged at your heartstrings and you were like, I can't do this, but I feel for you?
I honestly can't say I've had that because I'm still kind of new to it.
Oh, you're new. Okay.
I'm new to it, and that's why I like it so much. I think as time goes, you tend to get over things. But I think that I haven't had that yet, just because I'm trying to keep a job. You gotta keep a job.
High five. You gotta get the money from money.
And but yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. So how long have you been cooking?
A long time. I used to watch my grandma cook. Both my grandmas, my mom's side and my dad's side.
Okay.
My dad's my paternal.
Okay.
She passed away when I was a lot younger, so I didn't get a chance to do a lot of different things. But I remember the candy and cooking candy and things like that, so I still do that kind of thing.
Wow. You cook candy?
I cook candy, make candy, the corn syrup, and stuff like that.
So you're like Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. No gold stripes or candy bars for me. You don't have like a big ass house somewhere in Stone Mountain.
I wish.
But you can make the candy. You don't have no girls blowing up off of blueberries and shit.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not this.
Cool.
Not this.
Okay.
Not this quarter.
Not this quarter. No problem. Well, what do you enjoy cooking? What is your like that dish? You're in the kitchen, you got the music playing, you're on your drawers, you're like, this is my shit.
I like cooking a lot of different things. But I would say most of the desserts, I'm more of a dessert person. I'm known for desserts I make. The cupcakes and the cakes and the cheesecakes and Cheesecakes.
Yes, now you can't see her, but I do know a young individual who is pregnant, and she has come. I'm telling you guys, she has raved about this man's cheesecake. Okay, she is pregnant, and she was like, his cheesecake is the good. He better have my cheesecake. So I believe that your cheesecake has to be thebomb.com. So okay, I believe you.
I like my cheesecake. I like it. It's a New York style from scratch.
Okay.
Let it sit in the oven and leave the oven sitting. Make sure you don't crack and all that. It's a lot of work.
So how did you perfect your craft? Like how did you when you're growing up, you're like, okay, I can boil eggs. I boiled eggs growing up. I'm just gonna keep funky. But how did you be like, okay, you know what? I enjoy cooking these meals. This is what I should put in it. This is the extra things. How did you become a master in your craft?
I want to say it's more innate. It's not something that I actually try to do.
Okay.
I just know what I like to take. When the taste I'm looking for, when you're greedy and you like to eat,
Yes.
you can't just be expecting anybody to make your food the way you want it. You gotta, make it yourself.
That's
so
true. That's
once
true.
I know I had to make it myself because my mama wasn't making it, I just had to go from there.
Oh wow! And now you are a beast.
Now I like to do what I do.
Let me ask you, because most people cook their ribs out on the grill. So what makes your ribs in the oven so different?
They're not in the oven. They're on the stovetop.
Oh, that's even better.
Stovetop.
Stovetop. Okay.
Stovetop.
So what's the difference?
It's kind of like a sauce that I make.
Okay.
I got the recipe from my aunt. And
so you're not giving up that sauce, are you?
I'm gonna give it up. I don't think
Are
she
you gonna
minds.
give it up?
I don't think she minds. We're not like that.
Oh, okay.
If we die and our recipe dies anyway.
True.
She wanna bring the recipe on that some people enjoy. So she doesn't mind. I asked her already. I got permission.
Thank you, Auntie.
Shout out Mary Collins.
Well, that's cool. We thank Mary for that. So that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna put the ribs on the stove top. So how do you actually cook ribs on the stove top?
So what you're doing is you're gonna cut them. You get the slab.
Okay.
You cut them into riblets. Once you get the riblets, then you just boil them.
Okay.
Usually
just more water.
Just water. Nothing special, no fancy. Your sauce is gonna do all the work for you.
Okay.
So you just boil them up and do the sauce.
Now, how do you season yours?
The ribs, no seasoning for the boiling, but once you're in the pan, you're gonna use sugar.
Sugar.
Let's do it the easy way.
Okay.
If you're doing one slab, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 tablespoon of sherry.
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 Wow. Okay.
Sherry cooking wine. 2 tablespoons soy sauce.
Okay.
3 tablespoons apple cider vinegar.
Really?
Apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
I don't know what it does, but it makes it.
It does something.
4 tablespoons of sugar.
4 tablespoons.
4 tablespoons of sugar and 5 tablespoons of water, which is a third of a cup or just below.
Okay.
So if you want to do 5 tablespoons, you got your third cup.
I love the rhythm, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
All right.
So that's just pretty much it. That's the thing right here. We're cooking the greens are in here.
Ooh, they look
doing
good.
their thing. They're bubbling.
And you said turkey next, right?
These are turkey tails.
Turkey tails.
Turkey tails. They look like ham hocks. And the way they come off the bone is like how ham hocks come off the bone. So those who like ham hocks with their greens, you will like the turkey tails. They look up and they have that same taste because they're smoked.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And it smells wonderful. I love the way it's already smelled. I haven't had any yet, so I'm right here with you guys, and I'm not gonna lie. If it smells or tastes how it smells, I'll let you know. If it doesn't, then I'll just edit.
Pretty much.
What made you decide this particular meal?
This particular meal, because it doesn't take long.
Okay.
You can do a lot of the boiling all at the same time. You can boil your ribs, you can boil the macaroni noodles. I like to boil my ribs for a while because they are pork, so you don't want to, kill yourself having salmonella and all that stuff. So you want to make sure you boil your ribs for a long enough time. This right here is a pressure cooker. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with it or who was all familiar with it, but they just cook everything faster. So
okay, so it's best to make sure, because my mother just cooks her greens in a bowl, in a pot.
Oh,
so
yeah, pot, yeah.
The pressure cooker is a little faster.
very quick, very much quicker.
Okay.
If it takes, I'm not one of the ones who wants to stay in and slave over the stove all day. That's just not what I do.
That's not what you do.
I ain't somebody's grandma, so I want to make sure that I'm eating quick and good. So the pressure cooker is the best thing. It's good for like soups and oxtails, and I make all that kind of stuff. The Caribbean type dishes and stuff like that. They're good to use a pressure cooker for. So
Yeah, I have seen them in those when When I mess with those,
They're right.
Yeah.
Makes it right. Makes it right.
Well, let me ask you this about your macaroni. What kind of cheese do you use?
Well, first, like you said, the Velveeta is the first thing I use.
Velveeta.
I also use sharp,
Sharp,
extra sharp,
extra sharp,
and then mild.
mild.
I try to use mustard, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But the main one I use are, because you can always make it, if you have sharp in there, extra sharp, mild, and Velveeta.
Okay.
Pretty good. Now you can use Kobe Jack if you want. It's pretty up to your taste.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's up to your
And your
taste.
budget.
And your budget.
Your budget.
Because y'all know how cheese is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But even with that, it really, even if your budget is high or low, you can still use a moderate, not as expensive cheese and still get that same taste.
Right. I don't think there's that much of a difference between the top end.
Okay.
We know who they are.
Yes.
And your local store name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that from there, I just pretty much pick whoever. If I look at the cheese. If the cheese looks like it's too dark,
Okay.
it doesn't look like, or it looks like it's been out or whatever, I'm not gonna buy the cheese. But the cheddar and all that should look kind of, cheesy. It should look like old or like it's been sitting on the salad bar all day.
Regardless the name.
Right.
It should have that crisp.
Right.
Crisp.
Right.
Okay.
It should at least look fresh.
What kind of seasoning do you put on your macaroni?
Just salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper only. Normally I season the noodles. I don't season the whole thing as a total.
Okay.
So when I'm boiling them and I take the water off, I season them with the salt and pepper then, and that's pretty much it.
That's it? Nothing else?
Yep, then put the butter in there, it's butter.
Well, let me ask you this. Butter or margarine?
Butter.
For everything? Across the board?
Across the board.
Why?
Margarine to me is, it says on there vegetable shortening, vegetable oil, something about oil. So whenever I think about it, I'm just thinking about the oil in your car and how you can just sit out in your garage and it stays oil.
So it's like Coca-Cola, you grow Coca-Cola on rust.
Right, yeah, I don't drink that either.
Yeah.
I don't drink the caffeinated sodas. I normally stick with Sprite, that burns your throat too.
That's true.
But caffeine free and juice. But yeah, butter, margarine I won't ever.
It looks great.
Never endorse.
Great. Well,
Country Crockers, no.
No, I have Country Crockers now.
No, I don't even know what does it say on it.
I don't know. It says $2.20. That's what I know.
When you go home, I challenge you to look on the tub and see what it says is in there. All you're gonna see is like hydrogenated something or other. You can put it out there outside, it will never rot. No animal will come to it, no bugs will fly around it. Whereas if it's sitting out there, that's what's gonna do inside you. It's
That's
true.
There, so. Well, okay, that's good to hear. So how typically long does it take to make this, since it's faster than just a bowl of pot?
Normally, this is under an hour. This whole thing.
Under an hour, okay.
Under an hour. Anybody else might be saying, that ain't short. But it actually is short when it comes to...
Under an hour is very short. Yes.
When it comes to the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, because we get greens for the ones that are not from the South. We get greens at least twice a week. Y'all probably get them on Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, and you see your mother, your grandmother, and your aunties in the kitchen. But this right here is like every other day when you're from the South. So to be under an hour is beautiful. And that's why, I love it. Okay, I love it.
And these are collards and mustards. I don't do usually collards by themselves. I usually add them either to turn up in the collards or mustard on top, because I don't like mustard by itself. Don't like collards by itself. Okay. Personal preference. You do you. You do you. Let me put this in the oven though.
Okay. So he's putting his macaroni. I'm gonna help him.
Hey, get that in. Yeah. Oh.
And it looks and smells so great. Perfect.
Those in there. We put those on there for 35 minutes.
Okay. So what was the first meal you ever cooked?
First meal, lasagna.
Lasagna. Well, and that's a big
Y'all know
dish.
the routine. Y'all know the routine.
Well, for me, I think I said it was eggs. So that's a big dish. It's a big dish.
I've been cooking. I remember as a kid, my mom would be up there and she liked to read the Harlequin books. You know about Harlequin books, right? So she liked to read the Harlequin books, and I'm like, I'm hungry. I wonder if I can go down there and make something. I know she probably was thinking to herself, burn my whole kitchen down, but she never said don't do it. I guess she trusts me enough to know I knew,
And how old were you?
Young. I know I had to be under. At that place, I had to be under like 10, 8, something like that.
Okay.
I was young.
Okay.
Too young trying to be Had the
Doing
stove
it,
turned
yeah.
turn on gas.
So you was on a step stool, like literally.
Well, you know I'm tall.
cooking.
You see how tall I am. So I think I had it under control.
Okay. That's cool though. That really is cool. Well, for that being said, like, when did you start mixing and matching seasonings and ingredients? Because that's a big step.
That took a while. That was probably not until I was in maybe high school.
Okay.
When I started doing that. When I started saying, okay, I want to make Black Forest cake or whatever.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
That's the chocolate cake. My mom is pro at making it.
Okay.
And I would see her make it, and I was like, I'm gonna start making that. So I make that, and I started making pineapple upside down cakes, and I started making, just random
cakes.
But cakes are my thing. I don't know why they're my thing, but they're just my thing. I like to bake. I like to cook all in all, but baking just usually does it.
That's it. Okay. Does it make you happy, or is it like?
It makes me happy.
Or is it?
I would say it makes me happy. What I will say is, I'm not a fan of critics. So people who you make something out of kindness of your heart.
Yes.
You
That's
know,
the best way to do
out of your
it.
spirit, you cook with love.
Cook with love.
And they say something like, I think I taste some salt in the crust.
Yes.
Well, it's
you
made
just
with salt.
want to smash them in the face.
Homemade crust is made with salt, people.
Say it again.
Homemade crust is made with salt. See, my stuff is boiling.
It's boiling, so we're going to move forward.
Alright. These are the ribs here.
So these are the ribs. He's got the ribs.
These are the ribs that they have. They're very plain. This is how they're gonna look. Don't be alarmed.
So you're putting them in grease or butter? What are you putting in?
This here is the actual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will be below again.
Right.
Okay. And cool, because it's not even like boiling over or.
Yeah.
See. Okay.
And I actually have 2 slabs that I'm using today. Because I want to make sure everybody who is here in your studio audience
The pregnant one.
is able to get some.
It smells wonderful though, I must admit.
Go ahead.
So how long does it take for you to sit them in the stove?
Not long at all.
No?
Not long at all. Actually, because when you boil them, you're making sure they're cooked. What I need to do, I'm gonna step off for 1 second. I have to get some water
Be right back.
in here.
So let me ask you, being a single woman in the city, what is a good quick meal to make if I had a dinner date coming up?
Oh, a dinner date.
Yeah. And I like him. He's cool for what I know. You know, he's put the first good foot forward. What would be a good meal that would be quick, but also like, okay, she just didn't make no box meal, you know? On a budget, on a good budget, what would be a good meal that you would suggest?
I wouldn't go with the fish.
No fish? Okay.
No fish.
Make your house smell.
You don't want to smell like fish.
Yeah, not a woman.
On the first date. After the first date, you were good, but I think fish is a really good thing for a date. I think it's good for, because you never know what they really eat. You don't really know them. It's the first date. You can ask them, of course, but you would kind of,
Well, if you wanted to surprise them, because, like, if I'm dating someone or dating you, speaking of that, for my guests, are you single?
I am single.
You're single. Wow. Okay. That's beautiful. And you are in Atlanta, so I know it has to be a challenge in its own.
Not really.
Not really? So you just get to play. You cooking, you're tall, you're built, women, he's built. So you're just pulling the play in. Is that what you're telling me? Don't be bashful down,
Well,
we got ribs on the stove.
Well, the women will be disappointed. Sorry.
And why is this?
White women.
Ah!
So sorry. Sorry, ladies.
Well, he likes spit. This is why these ribs are the shit, man. I didn't know. Women, I'm sorry, my babies. Hey, pause me. Take a breath. Come back. Okay. Now, my men that don't want nobody to know or they don't want people to know, holla at them. This is why you cook so good.
don't think any of these stereotypes are real.
Good. I'm glad you said
Yeah, I
that.
don't
You're
think
human, right?
yeah, we're
You're
all
just who you are.
pretty much.
Okay, well let me ask you. What do you feel about the Caitlyn, aka Bruce, BKA Pretty Face?
But I think that first of all, that was a Photoshop.
It was
He
a
don't
lot
look
of
like
Photoshop.
that. He doesn't look like that. Even on his best day, with all the surgery in the world, his face is not gonna look like that. So y'all know he's Photoshopped. But they did a good job at the Photoshop. That's one. Two, I think that I wouldn't say he's, you know, you can say he's brave, you can say he's a hero, you can say all these different things.
Okay.
But I think there's people who are living that life every day who are just as brave and
They don't
just as
get
much of a
recognition.
hero, but because they don't have a platform,
Okay.
you know,
Well, my whole thing is, you alright, but you ain't show them big ass hands.
and the shoulders. Never mind, back to
You
shoulders.
just feel me?
But
But to each his own.
to each his own. But I think that, like I said, he's to be. What I appreciate about the whole thing is that it's given, because he's not saying he's gay, right?
Yeah, he says he's not gay. He still loves women. He loves to have sex with women, but he enjoys being a woman.
Being a woman,
too.
dressed like a woman,
Yeah.
because he's being a woman. He's never been a woman, so I can't see how he can say he enjoys being a woman.
Uh-huh.
But I can see where he says he enjoys dressing like a woman, which is fine.
Okay.
You know, there's cross-dressers. They said Truman was a cross-dresser. Was that president that was a cross-dresser?
Yeah, yeah.
So-
yeah.
I think, like I said, that he's opened up a can. I'm not gonna say a can of worms, but he's opened up a can.
I
to
think
make
he's
people
paving the
aware.
way.
Yeah, he's
I think he's paving
making
the
aware.
way.
You're making them aware, and I think that a lot of people want to generalize what gay is and how you should be when you're gay and how you should be when you're this and that. And he's just proven that if he is truly not gay,
Mm-hmm.
that there's just, I mean, it's like anything else. There's all kind of ranges. You know, there's black people that are extra light skin and really dark skin. It's the same with gay. There's extra flamboyant. There's extra masculine. We have all the things that go between. So, you know, he just opened up a door of, you know, saying there's different type of things going on. Everybody, stop trying to be so, you know, don't try to put me in a box.
Don't put me in a box, and he came up out of it.
Right.
And I really, truly, honestly respect that. I think my first instinct was, I just pray that he talked to his children first before making such a big, you know, aspiration of exposure.
Right.
That was my whole thing. You know, it's already enough that his daughters have their own type of exposures, and then you're coming out being a woman, and the world, to me, it shows that the world is not ready.
It's not.
And he just kind of was like, I don't care, I'm going, you say you're okay with people being gay, because now, in 2015, they're trying to make it like a trend.
Right.
Not so much as a lifestyle.
Right, right.
So, he brought it out with, it's a lifestyle, it's a trend, and this is me, I'm gonna have my big ass hands, but this is who I am. And, you know, so I just pray that he talked to his kids first, regardless of what everything else was going on.
I think he did. I think he did.
I hope he did. I hope he
I
did.
don't know why he
Can I help you
didn't
stir?
call Sure, sure. I don't know why he didn't call himself Katie with a K. Why he trying to be special? Why he couldn't be Katie with a K?
Hey, he was like, I'm
He could have
Bruce,
added to
nigga.
it. He could have been it. He could have did it. But yeah. What else you got for me? I know I probably threw you for a loop with that one.
No, you didn't. I did, because you're beautiful, you're handsome, and you cook.
Well,
And,
gracias, gracias.
Yeah,
I learned something over there with that. Cool.
well, what about the whole stereotype of Atlanta? You know, because Atlanta is a grown man's playground on both spectrums. You can have 16 women to one man, which I say on all my shows, or you can be gay and have such a plethora of varieties of men. How do you feel about that? Like, is it more easier for you, or is it harder for you to find that type, not the stereotype?
Harder.
Is it harder?
Harder for me. I don't know about for everybody. I think that
Okay.
I think somebody who is more feminine or more just more overt.
Okay.
I think they will have an easier time. Not necessarily just because it's easier, but because when you know somebody's gay, it's a little bit like, okay, I know you're gay, so either gonna come on to you or they're not.
Okay.
When they don't know for sure, they have to watch you. It's like a whole game you have to go through.
So how do you feel about the men that out here who are not telling people, even though they're not dealing with women, but they're just not saying anything at all?
Well, that's me. So I
But
think
you just did on the Funky J Cafe. It's
I
an
just came
exclusive. We have an exclusive here. You know, like we had an Oprah moment.
Sorry, y'all already knew anyway.
Yeah. We just had an Oprah moment.
Friends, I don't know, some of y'all knew, some of y'all didn't.
How many of us have them?
Sorry.
I love it, I respect it, I think it's great. I do. And I hope my friends and my guests and my audience understands that I really appreciate the fact that you was real with who you are and kept it funky. Kept it funky.
Hey. I can't be nothing but Jay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the question would come up or not. So I was just like, you know.
Hey, here I am.
It is what it is.
I'm cooking.
Right.
I like to bake. I cook pies and shit since I was 2. But you knew I was gay, motherfuckers. So the greens are done?
The greens are done.
Okay.
We got like 13 minutes for
How do you know the greens are done?
You can just look at them.
I mean, I can, but my guests can't. So, is it because they're softer?
They change color. I'm not one who likes my greens to be completely brown or whatever the other alternative color they turn when you cook them too long. But they say, you know, even with all vegetables like broccoli and things of that nature, spinach, if you cook them beyond that green point that you're cooking out the nutrients of.
That's true.
So you don't want to cook them too long, but you don't want them to be crispy.
They're crispy, yeah, not green.
Right.
It's in cabbage.
Yeah,
that's true.
And these are done because they had turned color.
Okay, for the ones who can't see, the ribs are beautiful. They're like a crispy brown. They look like chicken wings almost.
They do look like chicken wings.
Yeah.
And I think you might be able to use this recipe with chicken wings.
Really?
I never tried it. If you fry them first, see, look at me making a recipe now. Look, if you fry them first, I might have to try that maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, it's all a learning experience.
Yeah, because I never thought about it. Because when she gave me the recipe and I tasted them for the first time, I said, you gotta get that recipe.
They look so good. I know y'all can't physically see them like I can see them, but oh my goodness, they are beautiful.
And I'm trying to cook them a little slower.
Okay.
Just because I see how much time we have on the macaroni and cheese. But normally you can turn these up a little bit higher, and because the ribs are already done.
Okay.
So mainly what you're trying to do is get the glaze on there, and you can call it sauce, you can call it glaze. But at the end of the day.
And speaking of macaroni and cheese, the timer. What is a good time to put the macaroni and cheese
35
on?
minutes.
35 minutes.
35 minutes.
And we have approximately 11 minutes now for the macaroni and cheese. So is it best to cook the ribs slow just so everything comes out on the stove together? Okay.
Yeah, that was my intent, but I think I
kind of overdid it.
I don't think I put the macaroni and cheese in time. I think I put it in kind of later than what I wanted to. So that was my intent, but.
Well, it looks wonderful.
Thank you.
How are you on like your lemonade and Kool-Aid? Are you good on that?
Lemonade and Kool-Aid.
Do you make a good lemonade and Kool-Aid?
I can't say that I've been Kool-Aid in a long time.
I feel like if I make Kool-Aid, I need to be outside with some children and
Have this conversation, I need to sit down.
I just feel like Kool-Aid is just, I don't know, and then you gotta depend, is it the packed Kool-Aid or is it the powder Kool-Aid? I mean, it's just so
when
much.
I get the one, I used to get the jug, the little
The
jug.
jug with the smiling
Because you can put as
face?
much more in, you can put
That's
more.
true.
I like to be stifled by the little one.
Yeah, you gotta mix the sugar just right. My mom makes bomb Kool-Aid. Shout out to Antoinette, your Kool-Aid is still the shit.
Hey, mama.
Yeah, hey mama. She makes the best Kool-Aid to this day. She'll make it right now.
Cool.
But I do love how you're making these on the stove. So anybody can make this, you know, and that's what's wonderful about it.
Anybody make these are actually, when we talk about the date night thing, these actually would be good to make for date night. If you know they eat.
For date night, okay.
If you want to get beef ribs, you don't have to get pork ribs.
Okay.
So if you want to get beef ribs, get your beef ribs and make them work.
Make them work.
But,
so what about like a business day? If you had some people from your job coming over and you can't just keep it funky with them like you do your friends, what is a good meal? Is this something you would make? Because you gotta also think about it when you're sitting there talking to them and eating.
Yeah, you don't want to be too.
Yeah, you know, we get it in.
Let me think, because I never had to do one of those before.
No? Would you do like a salad?
I definitely do salad.
You do a salad?
Salad's
Okay.
always a good starter because everybody eats it. I can't think of anybody who's like, I don't eat salad. Well, I mean, there probably are people.
There probably are, yeah, but not.
I mean, it's not because they're allergic to anything in it. So if you ain't had nothing else to eat,
you'll eat a salad.
So I think a salad would be definitely a good starter. I make a good salad because I like to put all different things in it. One of my old supervisors had, I won't say a recipe for salad, but she did have a recipe for salad. And
It was bomb.
bomb.com.
Have you ever heard of like the 7-layer salad?
I have.
Yeah, those
I
are
had
good.
one over here actually.
Really?
Somebody made it. I can't remember who made it that year.
Okay.
But they had brought the 7-layer salad. That was the first time I think it was Trey's sister that made it actually.
And Trey's the individual who allows to use his wonderful kitchen.
Yes. And I think that his sister made it, and it was good. So it's more like it seemed like more like a taco to me. Everybody's like a taco salad.
It does, you know, the beans.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
But these are done.
So they're done. So we have 9 minutes for our macaroni and cheese.
And let's look at it. Let's take a gander.
Let's
see.
put it in there.
I'm not the one who likes mine to be burnt on the top. Some people do. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just.
You just eyeball it
I'm
too.
here with you.
But yeah, everything else is.
Okay, Jay, now this is wonderful. We have your ribs, your macaroni, and your greens.
Mhm.
I hope you can see how beautiful this looks. So, it took what? It was less than 45 minutes?
Yeah, it takes, the longest part is because you want to make sure your meat is cooked.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you boil your ribs. That takes about 45 minutes if you do it in a pressure cooker.
Okay.
And you want to boil your turkey tails. If you only have one pressure cooker, you got to make it do what it do. So that takes about probably 20 minutes in pressure cooker. And then all together,
What about macaroni?
macaroni 35 minutes total. But if you're because you're boiling the noodles, that's about 7 minutes. You want to boil them the whole way. So maybe 7 minutes to boil the noodles. And the rest you just throw all into a bowl together, mix it on up, throw it in your pan and make it pretty.
It's beautiful. Now, for my guests, can I taste one of these ribs? And I'm going to keep it. Oh, and the doorbell just rang. But I'm going to taste one of these ribs.
Go ahead.
Okay, y'all, let's see.
So it's good? Are we good? We good? You good? I'm giving thumbs up? All right. I got thumbs up for that. You good?
This is so good.
And it's not for the camera, right? It's not for the camera.
This is for the, no. Oh my God, this is for my belly.
Okay.
This is really, 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 really good. The seasoning is like really, really good. I can taste every flavor just hit. So we're gonna wrap this so I can get to this. So Jay, I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for showing us the wonderful meal. Thank you for coming out to the Funky J
Thanks for having
Cafe.
me. Hey, y'all.
And the recipe for every dish that he just made will be not only in the bio, but I will also have it streaming. You saw it through the video. But baby, this is so good. And I thank you so much for just sharing your life with us and talking to us and your beautiful
There's
kitchen.
a lot of sharing going on.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to your friends that allowed us to just cook and make a mess in their world. Like, this is beautiful.
Time to clean up.
Yes, he'll clean, I'm eating. Real shit. But I want to thank my guests and my people for coming out and allowing me to sit in your wonderful world again. And I thank you for coming out to the Funky J Cafe, and we love you.